All right, everybody. Welcome to the Wrestling Pit podcast. I keep saying the. I don't want to get confused. There is two. We are just Wrestling Pit podcast. And we got the Monday Night Raw review. As you can see, my background is Monday Night Raw. Got the Raw t-shirt on. See that right there? Anyway, we had a fairly decent Monday Night Raw. Was way better than that crap shit show that was Friday Night SmackDown. But because of that, that's the only outburst you're gonna give. You ain't gonna get outburst cussing me today because it wasn't a lot. I might get a little animated, but it's only for one particular two sets of people in the book of choice there. But let me get to it. So they started off well. They did a little. They how they like to show everybody coming to the arena. But then they did with Jay Uso and Becky and Nia. But they started off with a Cody Rhodes promo, where Cody Rhodes basically came out and to address The Rock in his 21-minute promo and the promo he did on SmackDown. Fun fact for you guys. That 21-minute promo that he did on Instagram that eventually went up on Twitter too, that he put on Twitter. I didn't know he did a 16-minute one. Cody Rhodes said he did a 16-minute one, then deleted it and did a 21-minute, as he put it, director's cut. But yeah, so the fact is, those two promos were supposed to be together, but apparently he was told that he wasn't going to get that much time, that he already took like at least 30 to 40 minutes. And since he was told that he wasn't going to get much time, he cut that promo there. So those two things were supposed to be together. Thanks to Shane, who told me that it was supposed to be the part. Now when it did some research, found out that's how that all came about. So Cody Rhodes told him not to ever talk about his dog. And then he called Seth Rollins out to the ring. And Seth Rollins announced that he's been medically cleared and that he wants to know that, because he's been telling Cody Rhodes for weeks now that he will have his back, but he wants to know if Cody Rhodes will have his back. And that he's going, because since he's medically clear, he's going to Friday Night SmackDown. He just want to know if Cody Rhodes would be with him. And Cody Rhodes said he also would be there, because he said he's not going to cut a 21-minute Instagram promo. He's not going to give the Rock. Also, we got a diarrhea Rock from Seth Rollins, which was cringe, but it was supposed to be cringe just because I guess he was making fun of how The Rock gives childish promos. So they said they was gonna go to Friday Night SmackDown to give their answer in person to The Rock, Roman, the Bloodline. What do y'all think about that opening promo, Shane?
Okay. I'm gonna start this early. Steph, come here. What in the hell was that? Diarrhea Dwayne? That was
Diarrhea.
corny. That was corny. That I don't care what nobody. That was corny. That was straight ass. All the writers back there, y'all mean to tell me that The Rock can talk about crackheads and you
And
come up with
cocaine.
that? Yeah, nah, get that together. Anyway, back to the promo. Uh, we took 20 minutes just for them to say they're gonna go to SmackDown. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's. I mean, it it's just it's not getting me there. Like Cody, I love Cody. I love Cody. I need to see an edgy of Cody going forward. I need to see something. Um, Seth too. I need to see something, man. I mean, because if you really look at it, the Rock is killing them on the microphone. I need to see a edgier side. I need them to go to SmackDown. Don't even talk. I need them to go in there and straight have a fight, or just straight have a war. Like I don't need them to talk for another hour. I need them to go in there. This is what's happening. Cody and Seth go in there and they start swinging. That's what I need. I need that now. I need this to start cooking now because unless Cody really or Steph really give it to The Rock and talk about The Rock's movies, how he was cheats, and I mean, you gotta something gotta give. It gotta something gotta get personal, and something gotta get personal fast. Because I mean, we stood there for 20 minutes to watch Cody and Seth say, "Oh, we're gonna go to SmackDown." That's you know what I mean. Like that was to me that was pointless. That was just okay. You could have just said that. Like you could have did that the ending of the show, and that would have been fun.
I mean, I will add that it was at least Cody said something. The Rock, when The Rock came out, he was talking a lot of gibberish that didn't go
Gibberish,
nowhere.
yeah.
So at least Cody Rhodes, when he did it, at least he was saying something to the effect of addressing The Rock, and doing all this other stuff. But yeah, we could have got there a little bit quicker. But I give it a pass because he at least said something.
Yeah, yeah,
he,
nah, he nah. That's what I'm saying. He said something. I just something's not there yet with me. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm ready for this tag team match, or something needs to cook, and something needs to cook fast, because especially with Seth and Cody giving these cringy ass promos, like, dude, nah, y'all gotta somebody gotta start cutting through on the microphone. Somebody. And if I don't get that Friday, I think this tag team match is gonna be pointless. You know what I mean? It's gonna be pointless because what's the real beef behind it? If you really look at the storyline, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is? How did we get here? There's nothing exciting me yet to where like, oh, I want to see this match. Like nothing. You got The Rock
Right.
talking a bunch of gibberish, and then you got Cody and Seth saying these cringy ass promos. Like, nah, man, somebody got to start cutting throat on the microphone.
Crackheads and cocaine.
uh,
Yeah, like come on, man. You got crackheads and cocaine, then you got
I,
Cody talking about, don't you ever talk about my dog. What the what? Come on, man. Diarrhea, Dwayne.
I
Diarrhea
expected that
Dwayne.
though. I expected that from Cody. Don't talk about my dog
Diarrhea.
because some people
Uh-huh.
take that serious.
Yeah, that's
Some
true.
people, their dogs is like their family. So it's like
The
Yeah.
don't
family.
dis- so I expected that from Cody, especially the way how The Rock went about it. But Jeff, give me your thoughts on that
That
segment.
promo, we could have done without it. Like, all they said was, we coming to SmackDown. We coming to SmackDown on Friday. Just like Monday. We could have left that out. But yeah, I think it's a waste of time. Um Overall, Seth and Cody, they did say something, but Seth on the other hand, I think Seth Diarrhea Dwayne, man, little kindergartner could did better than that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying a little kindergartner could did better than that. Diarrhea
Hey,
Dwayne, like that's not gonna hurt him.
True.
And at the same time, like Seth, you cut better promos than that before. You and Cody, plenty of times. Like, what the actual fuck?
thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
Bring that
Thank you.
camera close. Bring that camera close.
Camera
Let
of
me
shame.
smack both. Let me smack both of them in the face right now. I'm gonna do the Will Smith.
No, I will say that though that they do need to start cooking on the mic because as far as that goes, it's only been Roman and The Rock who's been cooking on the mic as far as promos goes. And The Rock's promo on SmackDown was trash, but that Instagram one was the better one. But I think that's because he had more liberties and freedom. Because the stuff he was saying in the Instagram promo, he couldn't really say on the TV because it's PG.
But
So
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
if we get a Cody Rose promo like that, I'm okay with it. I'm like, yeah, Cody really said, all right, bet. Now we getting personal, but nah, we not getting none of that. We getting the good guy, yay, shake hands. Nah, I don't want to see that. I, I don't want to see that from Cody right now. This is about you finishing the story, and you got to go through this tag team match to finish the story. That
hell
I
no.
need Cody to cook. I need him to cook now.
and I think we kind of expected him to keep being the Cody from the press conference, and yet we didn't. We're not really getting press conference Cody, which was the more aggressive Cody. And even then, like I don't really need him to be cussing or anything, but he was just more aggressive in that promo, and while still cutting the same typical Cody Rhodes promo, he was just a little bit more aggressive. He had a little bit more
Hmm.
bass in it. He had a little bit more anger in it. He was a little bit more fed up, and that's what I think. That's what just everybody wants to see. It just a angry, fed up Cody.
So
Because
what
think
Cody are
about
we
it, right?
getting now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shane.
Uh,
Oh, no, my fault. No, go ahead, Jeff. What you were saying?
No, I said so. What Cody are we getting then? If we're not getting the fed up Cody,
we're getting semi fed up Cody. It's
Yeah,
like
like what the?
the crybaby Cody.
because he's not. I won't say he's not aggressive, but it's like he's like right here in the middle. He's not. He's aggressive, but not aggressive enough. He's just like right
Yeah.
here. It's like he only turned his volume to the middle to 50%. He won't go
Oh,
full 100. But at the press conference, he went full 100.
Mm-hmm. He went
Cody,
0 to 100.
Cody, Cody, come to this camera, Shane. Cody, yes, talking to you. Cody Rose, Cody Rose, you done got slapped, and the whole world watch you. I'm talking about from
Overseas.
rappers to millionaires to billionaires. You got slapped worldwide in front of everybody. Get that thing, all this cringy. No, no. The way The Rock slaps you, you need to go back to SmackDown this Friday and slap the shit out The Rock. We need that. Cody, start cooking, Cody. I love you and I'm a fan of you. Start cooking. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Take us to the next one.
Before we move
Great.
on, though, I did forget. Seth went like this. So I'm starting to think this is like a code between the three men, between Cody, Seth, and The Rock. I'm starting to think that's a code between them, and I'm starting to think that's going to play into what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But that's another day, another video. But it's still worth mentioning that Seth stopped his whole promo when he said when he was talking about the bloodline, and he looked at his hand, he was like, huh. And then he went like that. So I'm like, I think I see what y'all doing. But moving on, we got the opening match of the night, which is Dominic Mysterio versus Gunther. Now, this wasn't for the IC title, but this was a potential to get in that talk. And pretty much, I was surprised. I thought this was gonna be a quick five, something like that match. But I was surprised that Dominic Mysterio, for the most part, actually kind of, sort of. I won't say it was Jay Uso, but he didn't look totally bad. He actually kind of got some offense on Gunther, so he looked solid against Gunther. And Gunther he actually took advantage of Gunther's chopping, made him chop the ring post. Uh,
Mm.
Gunther tore open his chest thing so he could really chop him in the chest. So I'm like, okay, all right, this surprised me. But I like the ending sequence though with Gunther. You know, he powerbombed the hell out of Dominic Mysterio. Then he put him in the Boston Crab to make him tap out, or as we like to call it, the Walls of Jericho. But you know, that's for a different superstar on a different brand company.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, before I send it to y'all, we did get Adam Pierce and Damage Control backstage after the match, where he was confronted them, and he wanted to know why they was there. And you know, she was talk. She did mention that as them at the Kabuki Warriors being the women's tag, they could go into any brand like NXT tonight, and they was there to scout Shayna Blazer and oh man, that now that's the part I might turn up on, but that's
Zoe.
that's the next coming up match. But they was there to scout Shayna Blazer and Zoe Stark. But then he would get interrupted by Shinsuke Nakamura, who wanted to talk about the Intercontinental Championship, which goes into Adam Pearce later on announcement that he said he told Shinsuke Nakamura about. So now with that out the way, what do y'all think about this opening match, Jeff?
Uh, that opening match wasn't too bad. Like Dominic, Dominic is progressing his skills. Like we already know what Gunther can do already. So there's not much we can. Uh, yeah, there's not much for me to say about Gunther. But Dominic, I think one day down the line, he's gonna be champion. Probably not now, but he could become champion. Maybe maybe the IC champion one day. Who knows? But overall, I say that was a decent match.
Okay, Shane.
Uh, um, Dominic Mysterio is definitely improving. In the ring for the most part, he's definitely showcasing the skills. He's gotten a lot better. He's knowing his spots. He knowing his role. Um, Gunther looking like the machine he is, as he should. It was a solid match. I mean, I give it a I give it a C plus. It was a solid match. Uh, Dominic is impressing me every week. Um, I'm kind of curious of what they're gonna do with the Andrade thing.
I was gonna
I've been
get
seeing teases. I know I'm jumping ahead. I've been seeing little teases of that, but for the match though, yeah, I give it a C plus. It was definitely a solid match, and you can't really say too much for Gunther. I mean,
right.
Gunther is just on the roll, but Dominic has definitely improved a lot. It wasn't like a squash match, thank God, and it definitely shows Dominic can be a contender into the future. So,
All right. Well, as Shane pointed out, there was a little Andrade incident here, and this is before the second match started. We had a backstage promo where Dominic is being tended to in the back there with the trainers and the staff, and Judgment Day is back there. They tending to him, trying to make sure he's okay. And in the middle of that, while they try to, while Rhea's doing "I Told You So," she said, why this is this is what is going to happen when you went up against Gunther. What you thought was going to happen. Andrade just all of a sudden making an appearance, but all he did was just trying to check on Dom. And Dominic says that we need to keep our eye on Andrade because he might be a value member. So they trying to add that seem like they try to get Andrade to join Judgment Day. But there's also been reports that it's actually the opposite, and that Andrade is trying to lure Dominic Mysterio away from Judgment Day. So I guess we're gonna see how that going to progress. Huh. I try to stall myself. So the second match,
Oh boy.
I'm
Oh boy, not this match.
let me clarify. The
Mm-hmm.
second match is Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Zoe Stark and Shayna Blazer. Now, the match itself is what is not where I have a problem. The match itself was okay. It was decent. Come here. Come here. You got the Kabuki Warriors there at ringside. They got no pop whatsoever. I'm trying to be calm, WWE, right now. I'm trying to be calm. Why did you take the titles off of Katana Chance and Kaden Carter? They were a legit tag team.
Yes,
God, please, why somebody explain that to me? Because now you had a match where nobody was getting a pop. Nobody cared for the Kabuki Warriors for real. Nobody cared for Shayna Blazer and Zoe Stark, and nobody cared for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. But the tragedy here is they should be caring for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter because they're a legit women's tag team. And you took the titles from them when just when they was kind of getting the crowd on their side to put it on the Kabuki Warriors. We already been this route. We already been this route. So listen at me as a diehard fan who been with y'all through the ups and downs, and and trust me, y'all had some terrible downs. Y'all had some terrible downs. That whole after y'all ended the brand split up until back when y'all started again, that was a nightmare to be a WWE fan. So let me tell you, when you book horribly like this, it doesn't do nothing for the wrestlers involved. And everyone in this ring is talented. Everyone deserves the fans' affection, but you don't give us something to get behind. Now, with that being said, before I get pissed off and start cussing about it, the match itself, the match itself was decent. They actually, they got a little bit of time to cook. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit. I wish Kaden Carter would have won, but Shayna Blazer won, and then they would get confronted by Damage Control, who says that they will be back next week to defend those women's tag team titles against Shayna Blazer and Zoe Stark, since they've been complaining about not getting the opportunity. After they defend their titles tonight on NXT. So yeah, what you guys think about this second match?
all right, I'll go.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
So I think the match was decent. Like it was just something there for us to look at. But I think you know Kaden Carter, she her and her tag team partner doing phenomenal. I don't know why they took the titles off of them. Like they could have been they like the most dominant tag team in the division right now, I would say. Now Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, uh, they all right. I would like to see them as a singles competitor more, but hey, I would like to see what they're gonna do with them before they decide to, you know, put them on the shelf because they are good, they are talented, but do they work good together? Uh, it's hard to tell right now. Let them, get a couple of matches in, and then we can we'll see what they do. But overall, like I said, match was decent. Nothing really to complain about. Yeah.
Jay?
Mm. Come here. Camera Shane, come here. Come on. First of all, before I get there, I said this last week. There's no time for these women to cook. They had a decent match. Decent. I mean, decent. There's no time for these women to cook. This is the camera shame part right here. You need to separate Shayna Baszler right the fuck now. You need to give her her old theme song back and give her and give us the fans Shayna Baszler we know from
From
NXT.
NXT, yes, from
We
NXT.
need that Shayna Baszler because nobody was behind these women at all. And all these women are talented. And I mean super talented. Nobody wasn't behind these women at all. This is bad. This is bad all the way. The Kabuki Warriors is not they not even getting boos. And you kinda spoil the match for NXT.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, we're gonna see you next week. What? So we know already who's gonna win them tonight. Well, tomorrow, which is today. What in the what? What are we doing? What are we doing with these women? First of all, I call them the party girls. I don't care. They're the party girls to me. They shouldn't have
Party girl.
lost. Yeah, they the party girls. They shouldn't have lost. Period. And just when the fans were starting to get behind them and starting to get behind their personality, you take the belts off of them and put it to Oscar and how do we say? And that's no offense to them, but for God's sake, this y'all need to WWE needs to come up with a mid women's championship, and it needs to be fast because you got too much women on this roster just not doing nothing. This don't make no sense. You just putting tag teams together,
Just
and
because they can.
yeah, and I know in the back, uh, with the women in the back, and I know you
All right.
probably touch on that.
Yeah, I will go touch on that a little bit later.
But for God's sake, yo, get these women. They need a mid card title. These women need more to do, and they need more
Yes,
time to do it.
more time to cook.
That's just, yeah, it's the bottom line. But
All right.
the
Stone
match,
Cold said so.
I give the match a C.
All right. I will say this before moving on that I really do believe, cause I know what I guess the women's tag is supposed to be the mid card. So but I really do believe they need a singles mid card just because they, like you said, they do have a lot of women talent on there, and some of these tag teams don't really need to be tag teams. Like Katana Chance and Caitlyn Carter, they need to be a tag team because they are a legit tag team, like the Hardy Boys, like like the Dudleys. They actually are a legit tag team.
Wow.
But that's the problem with having a women's tag team championship.
Damn.
You don't have too many women tag teams that are legit tag teams that you can legit get behind. Most of your
Exactly.
most of your women tag team division is Frankenstein tag teams mixed in with a sprinkle of legit tag teams. So yeah, you need to do something with that. You need to do something with that. But we move on
Ah,
to the next match, which is
he
Becky
won.
Lynch, which is Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Now, this match I didn't have a problem with. I predicted how this was going to go. In our last one, I knew exactly how this was going to end, and I was correct. I was correct. So the match was good. The match was decent. There was two botches, um, and surprisingly so. The first one, I kind of thought it was Nia on the first one, but that was actually Becky. And that's when Becky tried to do a missile drop kick off the top rope. I don't think she came off the ropes right. So she kind of almost barely clipped Nia, and Nia had to pretend like she got the full force of it and fall off the ring. But
Mm-hmm.
time, that next time Becky went out there to try to do that like somersault, into a pin, that one was Nia. Now that one because Nia didn't get close enough. She misjudged how far she was from Becky, so they had to kind of play it off, and Becky had to get in for the position for the pin. But
Uh-oh.
other than that, Nia dominated, and then Liv would come out like I thought and do the exact same thing that Becky did, which is hit Nia, cause a disqualification, which means Nia Jax won the match via disqualification. And then she would get in the ring and have a verbal war with Liv. Now I want to say this. I know people are been downing or like kind of mixed about Liv's involvement in this, but this is actually the best booking I've seen for Liv since she was champion. That championship run she had was bad booking. But Triple H is actually kind of making her edgy. And I like this little edge they give to her. Because she's not afraid to stand up to the bigger names. And she did this kind of with Becky before when Becky was a heel. But now she's doing it, and now she's really doing it, and it didn't matter. She just pissed off that people getting in her way, and she's like they kind of trying to legitimize her. So I kudos to them for that. But yes, then Becky and her would get taken out by Nia at the end. I also like to point out if you guys know this is I don't know anytime a woman interacted with a fan like Nia did. That was the most interaction I ever seen since I've been working. I mean working since I've been watching wrestling since I've been watching WWE. I never seen a female interact with the fan like that. Mo is always the guys. Nia was the first person I seen who really just interacted with a fan. Like she got in there with the fan just to beat him with his own hat. I'm like, since when
Mm-hmm.
that hasn't happened? But I'm gonna kick it off to Shannon and so to ask, what do you think about this?
You know what? I gotta agree with you. But all right, before I go there, the match, um, yeah, it was a couple botches, but I mean, they fought. I done seen them for a bunch of times. So I mean, they got the rights to make a mistake here and there. For the most part, the match was cooking. I wish they would have saved Liv Morgan's interference a little longer. Maybe Becky about to pick up the win, and then she pulls the Liv Morgan cane or pull off foot. That probably would have made the interference a little bit more effective to me, or something like that. But I mean, we got what we got, and for the Liv Morgan booking, I'm cool with it. Like I said, they need to put her more of an edgier side, and they need to put Liv Morgan, like I said, to these Brian Danielson or Kofi Kingston WrestleMania run, or maybe even after Mania, like something like Backlash, which can be already set up. If we do something with her at Backlash, Nia Jax can be the roadblock at WrestleMania, which I was saying that the whole time because if you want the fans to really get behind this woman and Liv Morgan becomes this breakout star, this is the way to do it. Um, I don't want her added into this Rhea Becky match because, to be honest, it's a money making match. I really don't. If we can get that booking to and then Backlash, we can get that. I'm fine with that. But I like how they booking her right now. They're giving her more edgier side. She's standing up to all the big top names, and I'm cool with that. And that's what I want. I want to see that side out of her. Put her in some matches. Put her through some rough times. Put her through some obstacles. Make the fans believe in her. Once the fans attach to her, and once they attach to her personality, you got something going into WrestleMania. Have her go against Nia Jax. You can have that David and Goliath story right there in your face. It's there. She overcomes it. She finally gets her title shot at Backlash. I'm cool with that. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay if Rhea actually beats Becky so she can get her redemption over Rhea. I'm cool with all that.
Okay. All right. Jeff.
I think the match was cool. It wasn't bad. I think like Shane said, the Liv Morgan thing, they need to wait a little bit longer with that. I think as reports say that Liv Morgan is going to be added, but we just gotta wait and see. Like I hope she doesn't be added to the match for WrestleMania, but hey, you never know. WWE does some crazy stuff, but overall, Nia Nia was looking strong. Um, Becky, on the other hand, I don't know why they didn't let her win, but yeah, it is what it is. Like for WrestleMania, going leading up to WrestleMania, I say have her win the rest of her matches, and then have her lose at WrestleMania against Rhea. But
Let me let me touch on something. Please, WWE, for God's sake, come here. I'm talking to you, Paul Levesque. You not on the camera ashamed right now, but listen, please don't make this match a fucking fatal four way. Don't do it. Don't
don't
you
please,
do it. For God, for all of us, right here, Wrestle Pit Podcast. Don't. I'm speaking for everybody because I think everybody agree with me. Don't do it. Don't make it a fatal four way. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry, just throw that in
I was gonna say the same thing. Please don't make it a fatal four way.
there.
I do not want to see that.
Please.
I do not want to see that. For a guy to say no, I'm tired of seeing fatal four ways. I'm tired of I'm tired of it. For the title, I'm tired of it. Like, no. Just let them fight one on one.
It's a three
And
way, a
then
four way. You like, nah, nah.
I'd be like, let me take a nap real quick. I'm tired of seeing fatal four ways and triple threats. I'm tired of it. Like, man, if you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna do the fatal four way or the triple threat, do it right. Like,
Nah,
I
don't
don't
do
want
it
to
at
see
all.
I don't want to see no garbage.
No,
But
don't do
at
it
the
at
end of the
all.
day, I still don't want to see it. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Nah, Triple H, don't do it at all. For all of us, don't do it.
I will
Yeah,
add this.
triple.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just about to say because I was about to go. I was about to move it on. That's why I said go ahead and say what you guys said.
No, no, go ahead. Move on.
All right. I was going to say before I moving on to what happened afterwards. Shouts out to Hector and Chris who can't be with us right now. Uh,
Shout out to him.
shouts out to
Right,
them.
shouts out to him.
Uh, but the reason why you don't need the most important thing beyond just being tired of it, story wise, it don't make sense to do a triple threat or fatal four way because if you do go that route, this is just another Cody Rhodes moment. Why?
Yes,
It don't make sense.
yes,
The whole point of Elimination Chamber was for to determine a one person challenger for the champion. So if you do a fatal four, you do all that, it makes Elimination Chamber the that was a good pay per view. But you if you do that, that just makes that all for nothing. That takes that down so much if you go fatal forward because there's like, so what was the point of the elimination chamber match? What was
Thank
the point?
you.
What was the
Thank
point
you.
having the women in this regard fight in the elimination chamber if you're gonna do a fatal forward or you're gonna do this? I want Liv to get her time to shine. I'm just saying maybe stick the course. If you wanted to add somebody else to it, then just have Becky lose at WrestleMania so that Liv and Rhea can have their showdown. If that's what you're trying to build towards, just make Becky lose. She can actually afford to. It's not like she really needs to win. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
Rhea needs it more than Becky, if we're going to say who needs it more, but that's a whole nother thing. After the match, though, Becky and Liv would get into an argument backstage where Becky explained that what she did last week wasn't to, to get at Liv. It was to get at, her revenge on Nia Jax. She said what Liv did wasn't to get revenge on Nia Jax. That was to get back at her. That was the difference. But if you want to cry about it, you want to mad that I interfered in your match last week. How about this? How about next week, me and you fight out in the ring? And to which Liv Morgan basically said, okay, yeah, let's do this. She accepted. And I like how I forgot to mention too, I like how she back talked her in the ring when after she did it, because she said don't feel good, huh? Cry about it. And that's why Becky, mentioned that in that backstage, because she told her to cry about it, that she interfered. So she said, you talk about crying about it, that's why don't we just settle this next week then. But then
Uh-huh.
Rhea Ripley would show up and she would just laugh at Becky. And Becky said, "You won't be laughing in a couple of weeks." And it looked like Becky. They took the camera off of her, but if you read her list, she said she called some bitches and some motherfuckers in that.
Hmm.
Hey, Becky, I seen your
Exactly.
lips. We might not have heard that audio, but I seen you with your lips, and I think you called them some bitches and stuff in there.
We seen the lips, yeah.
But we move on to Adam Pierce, who finally does his announcement. We got, and that he just announced the gauntlet match for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship match, which is Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, JD McDonough of all people. And that I forgot to mention, he did like go up to Adam Pierce before he made his announcement. So I guess whatever he said to Adam made him Adam and Ricochet. And Jeff told me that also that this man in this next match was also added, which is Andrade Idolo. And speaking of Andrade, he was going up against Apollo Cruz. And
I'm sorry. I'm
wow,
Apollo Crew.
Apollo. uh, Go ahead.
Apollo
Go ahead.
Crew.
I'm sorry. I'm
come on,
sorry.
come on, what y'all doing? Y'all, this is goes to show you y'all got some bad booking with Apollo. Look, my man just laughed at Apollo being in the match. That's
Apollo
that's
Crew.
that's gotta say something negative to you guys. But anywho, decent match, decent showing. I did, even though Apollo lost, they kind of let him shine a little bit in this match. So it's not a total bad thing on Apollo's side, but this was more so geared to building up Andrade. You could see that from the get go, and Andrade would hit. I forgot what Michael Cole called his finisher, but he would hit his finisher on Apollo and win. Uh, Sami Zayn would then have a promo talking about how this is his path to WrestleMania. There's no other path. That this is his path to WrestleMania. That he has to win this gauntlet match, and he would get interrupted by Ivar, who said that he should be in this gauntlet match over Sami Zayn because he could beat Gunther, but everybody knows that Sami even knows that Sami can't beat Gunther. So Sami basically saying, "Well, I know I could beat you." And that one we found out in this ring later on tonight. So, with that being said, Shane, what did you think? Okay. Since you laugh, I have to know the reason.
Yo, you know what? I miss the hail of Apollo, man. Apollo, I miss that. Bring that back. Bring that back. 'Cause that was the best Apollo Crews one probably in a long time. Um, they done did a whole botch on Andrade's debut. God Jesus. On a person that we ain't seen in what since he went to NXT, and that was what a year or two ago, maybe. That was bad. That was just bad. I mean, the match
Oh,
was decent.
you talking about Apollo? You talking about Apollo?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the, the, the match was. Don't get me wrong. These are two great in ring performers if you let them cook. And I take nothing away from Apollo Crews. I think he's great. Um, Damn it, I just wish we can get Hill or Apollo. I liked it that better. It actually got shine. It was working. Yeah, something needs to come back with that. But for the overall, I mean, Andrade looked strong. I just think it was a waste
Too
of
soon.
Andrade's debut for real, for
Too
real.
soon. Yeah.
You could have put him in there with at least a top name. Like, goddamn, come on, somebody, a top name, somebody. And this is no offense to Apollo Cruz. Like I said, I like Apollo, but we ain't seen we ain't seen Apollo in like what? Oh my god.
Bro.
And then I
You
wanna
right
I
about
wanna
that
touch.
though, because I had forgot that Apollo got drafted to Raw for a bit until they said that was his first opponent. I'm like, oh yeah, he did get drafted to Raw when they did
Yeah,
the draft.
nigga.
I forgot he was
I'm
still
like,
in
holy
WWE.
crap, what the hell Apollo did? They,
I
I
forgot he was still in WWE.
forgot that he got drafted
What?
to Raw.
Oh my god, bro! I was like, yo, this is bad. This is just nah. I wasn't. Nah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If Apollo was heel Apollo and he was getting over with that, Andrade's debut wouldn't be a waste. But Apollo ain't been on TV, ain't been on TV and God knows how long. But again, I mean, if you let them cook, they can really be great in the ring, and I take nothing away from that. Talent is talent, and they both got it. But damn, yo, we gotta do better. Triple H, we gotta do better with this. Come on now, you just give us Apollo. Come on. But I want to touch on that promo on the back with Sammy and Ivar. When Ivar said Sammy couldn't beat Gunther, what? You were supposed to say, yo, Sammy, you can't beat me. Me, as in as in Ivar. What? You just put over Gunther. What?
No, then he said something about him not being able to beat him. I think
Oh, I gotta watch it. I gotta rewatch
I
it.
gotta rewatch it, but I thought he did say something about Sammy can't beat him, and I thought that's what made him start saying. And then we both know I could beat him, and then but we both know you and I know you
Yeah.
can't beat him. I thought that's
You
what.
might be
Yeah.
right. You might be right.
That's what he
I
said.
gotta
That's what he
rewatch
said.
it. But if Ivar did say you couldn't beat Gunther in that promo, you look stupid. But Sami Zayn, I want him to lose, and I love Sammy to death, but I want him to lose. I really want this moment for Chad Gable more than anything.
Mm.
The story is there. Is there. Or shit, you can make it a triple threat. But other than that, I really want, and this is no shade to Sami Zayn. I love Sami Zayn, but I want him to go after the world title. I don't want him to go after this mid card belt. And that's no shade to the Intercontinental title because Gunther made that a a hell of a title now to actually get. I
Mm.
really want that moment for Chad Gable more than anything. This is personal for that man. This is personal to him. I really want that. So, but for the Apollo, yeah, go ahead, Jeff, because I
Yeah. No, I was about to say I'm gonna let Jeff go, but me and Jeff already talked about this, so this is I want to get your thoughts on this because I seen this on Facebook. But go ahead, Jeff. Tell me what you thought about this match.
Man, the Apollo match, I was just like, when I seen Apollo in the ring, I'm like, where the actual fuck has Apollo been? I thought he was. I thought, look, I thought he was off the roster. I thought he was out of WWE because I ain't seen him in how long?
It's been
When,
since the
when he had
draft.
that, when he had
Since
that,
the
when he
draft,
had that
for real.
spear, when he had that little stick in his hand, walking around with what's his face as his security,
That was the
Uh,
best one. That was the best Apollo.
and
Dabacato.
I'm like, huh?
Dabacato.
Yeah. And where the hell is he at?
He got released.
My point exactly. Like garbage.
uh,
Like this shit that Triple H is bringing forward to us, garbage. Come to the camera. Come to the camera. Come to the camera, Triple H.
Camera shame.
Look, I'm gonna put the camera all up in my face. Stop that bullshit right now. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna do the
Uh,
Will Smith. I'm gonna do the Will Smith. Stop it.
uh, yeah. Then
Then I
that's what.
tag.
Go ahead.
Okay, now Chad. I'm gonna talk about Chad Gable. Now Chad Gable,
We
yes.
gonna get to Chad. Hold on. We gonna get to Chad. He coming up soon. But we did get the little promo backstage. I think Shane touched on it a little bit earlier about the women's tag division. They had a little promo back there when they was talking about Natalia was talking about how they need to change things up. Maybe they need to get a little bit more unapologetic and just get a little bit more aggressive and just go out there and take the opportunities. And there was a fun little bickering back and forth. I did kind of feel like Natty was being healed in this because she kept trying to really put it on Tegan that was kind of her fault and that her throwing
hmm
her out of the ring at the Royal Rumble was her fault, and it kind of put them on this trajectory to and I'm like, you try to throw her out first. She was right about that. She was right about that. But the real gem up here is I think Candice LeRae is starting to become heel Candice LeRae because how she snapped that from Maxine Dupree. Now, if you
Mm.
guys haven't seen this promo, you probably, if anybody y'all
I
watching this,
did.
if y'all didn't, y'all missed this little section. Basically, like I was saying, the women's trying to figure out what they need to do to get to where Shayna and them are, and Candice LeRae and Andy Hartwell started off this whole conversation by them saying they need to figure out what to do right now. And then that's when the Natalia and stuff happened. And then while they were trying to strategize, Maxine and the girl with the Creed brothers, I can't remember her name right now.
Oh, what is her name? I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, her name slips my God. It starts with an N, don't it? It's some
I don't know.
I, I forgot, but she's a little short, stocky woman.
Nibby, I think is it something like that.
Huh?
I think it's Nibby or something like that.
Yeah,
I
it's
know it
I
starts
something.
don't
with an
know.
N.
And but her and Maxine show up, and I'm like, I know they ain't trying to put them two because like they always got them two together. And if you notice when they try to Frankenstein a team, they always show two women together before they eventually debut them as a tag team. And now they trying to put it look like they trying to put Maxine and her together, and Maxine is trying to give Candice LeRae some words of encouragement. And I don't know if they trying to play off of what was going on with Maxine at that house show, but it kind of felt like it was because they had Candice snap on Maxine and be like, "No offense, but I don't need a pep talk for someone who can't lace my boots." And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Oh shit.
oh shit, okay." She kind of just flew off of Maxine, and she said, "Why would I want to take advice from you and you barely had what 3 matches?" I'm like, oh, we cutting deep here. We're cutting deep. So that's why I say I think Candace is kind of going towards heel. Indy's kind of stuck in the middle because she's like, "I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's gotten into her. I'm gonna go talk to her." And she apologizes, and Maxine looks hurt. And then they have fuck, her name was right there on my tongue, and I forgot it again. Where's her name with the she? Well, I can't. I remember she. I know she be with the Creed brother. That's how I know her. I just can't remember her name. But she try to cheer up Maxine. Maxine like she's about to get ready to cry. That don't help Maxine's case. It really don't.
Mm-mm.
That's why I wanted to mention it because it don't help that they had her look like a fucking schoolgirl sitting there about to cry.
A schoolgirl.
If you see Maxine's face, she was hurt. No, make her get angry. Jesus. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I got a little too carried away with that. But
No, but you're no. Hold on
But
before
you're
you go to
right.
the next segment. No, but you're right. You're right. And this is the part right here where Maxine Dupree need to touch on another side of her because I'm with the whole Candice LeRae turning heel. I've been waiting for that for a minute. I want that. Give me the NXT heel version of her. I need that in my life. Um. Uh. Damn. And Natalia, I think what's the girl name? Tegan Knox, right?
yeah, Tegan, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to cook that. We need to cook that up, and
Oh,
Natalia need to go back to being a heel.
I want it. I'm sorry. Triple H, come here. You on the camera and saying. I gotta put you on the camera saying about this because he mentioned Tegan Knox. What are you doing with her? Do you know that she was popular because she was Lady Kane? She actually has a finisher. She uses the choke slam, and she can actually be a main eventer.
Lady Kane.
Please quit wasting people that you're bringing back. See, it's another person like Naomi. Why are you bringing her back to be jobbers? This undo. Okay, my problem is when you release someone and bring them back. What was the point of bringing them back if they're not going to be better than their first run? This is Tegan Knox's second run, and Tegan out of
Exactly.
everybody needs a break. She needs to be elevated because she had a bad, she been dealt a bad hand.
Mm-hmm.
She was dealt a bad hand with all these injuries, and you know, in your line of work, Triple H, you know this. You know this. You of all people know you have major injuries in your time. Why do you punish Tegan like this? And I'm not saying you are, but it feels like you is. She doesn't need to be in the tag team with Natalia. She needs to be one of the major players. You want to have to worry about Rhea and Charlotte and all these other people if you just start elevating some of these people who needs to be elevated. But that's what I wanted to say on that. Now you off the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But now we get to, I guess you could say, the fairly decent match of the night. I'd say out of all the matches, this was probably the yeah, this probably was the decent match of the night. I don't think any match was kind of better than this tag team match, but this was Judgment Day of Dominic. I keep saying Dominic. Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Imperium. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni, to be exact. And I like this match because this is unorthodox. This was the second time this night that you put two heels in the match. And that's an unorthodox, that's not, you really don't want to put two heels in the match because it kind of
No.
diminishes which one you want to boo. These are two groups that you boo, but now you got to cheer one of them. And he did this with Dom and Gunther earlier. Now you're doing it with the other Judgment Day members. So I'm like, you know what? It kind of sort of worked earlier, and it did work here too. So, and the crowd got behind Judgment Day. Judgment Day for this match was the baby faces because they booed. The crowd. They let the crowd decide who to boo, and the crowd decided to boo Imperium. So you had to do a fairly decent tag team match, and I actually enjoyed it for the most part. You could tell Damian Priest and Finn Balor, they leaned into it. They was like they didn't really do nothing heelish in this match because the crowd was cheering them. So they just said we're gonna go with it. They wrestled like baby faces while Imperium wrestled like heels, and Judgment Day would get the victory here. And then we got Drew McIntyre. He cuts her promo. Um, Now, what led into this promo, I have to mention this, is because they showed that the first inductee into the Hall of Fame was Paul Heyman, and the
Oh,
announcer, she was like, talking about that and congratulating Paul Heyman, and you can see Drew being petty. He just like, oh god, he's just like whatever. And then she finally gets to Drew and asks him about his thoughts on Seth Rollins getting involved with with the bloodline. And he said, you know what? No, he didn't listen to me. And he didn't listen to nothing I said. But Seth is a grown man. It is what it is. You want to he's addicted to the spotlight. He's a spotlight hog because he just wants he's supposed to be about Raw and the World Heavyweight Championship, but he see what's going on over there and he wants to jump onto that and say, I need that spotlight too. But and the gist of it, he basically said that's going to cost him at WrestleMania. So, what do y'all think about this match and Drew McIntyre's promo? Shame.
Oh, the match was a banger. Uh, yeah. Judgment Day becoming baby faces. That was out of nowhere, but I was with it all the way. I like what they doing with Damian Priest. They building him to become a world heavyweight contender
Oh
now
yeah,
because basically the story is um the the story is I think the commentators mentioned it how people was teasing him on social media that he's never going to cash in the world title. I mean, cash in for the world title. He's never going to be a world champion. So we building him up to make him look like a dominant world champion.
yeah.
Bravo, bravo. Finally,
and I
finally.
forgot.
But
I forgot. Shay mentioned it, and I forgot that was the thing going into this match was that now this new thing with Damian Priest is that he's angry now. Now he's for
yeah,
the lack of better, he's hearing us teasing him about never being a world champion. But go ahead, Shane.
and that sounds all good, but you still ain't gonna be world champion. You still
I
ain't gonna be
believe
Not
in
before
champion.
you.
CM
I
Punk.
believe in you, Damien. I believe in you.
You still ain't gonna be. I don't give a damn what little big man talk about. You still ain't gonna be champion. But
Nope.
for the most part, I do like the build up towards it, and yeah, Imperium looking good as normal. Judgment Day
As
doing their
always.
thing. It was a good match. I mean, nothing more I can say. Oh, Drew McIntyre promo. Drew is just petty. I like it. I love it. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm a save WrestleMania gimmick and all that. Give me put Drew on the screen on Monday more and more. I'm with that. I'm with all of that.
Jeff?
Uh, Let me see. The match with Judgment Day and Imperium was great. Like two great tag teams right there. Two great tag teams. I would say um the way they gone with Damian Priest, I like it, but we not gonna see Damian Priest as the heavyweight champion no time soon. I'm just gonna put it out there. No time soon.
Mm,
Look, CM Punk is gonna main event WrestleMania before Drew McIntyre get the world title. I'm gonna put it
you
out
mean
there.
Damian Priest? You said Drew
Even
McIntyre.
Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there.
and mind you, Punk don't even come back till like September.
Right. And
Shit,
And
by then we're
with
gonna have a new Money in the Bank holder.
yeah,
Exactly.
Mhm.
and it's gonna be CM Punk. Nah, I'm
I can
playing.
see.
No, it ain't gonna be CM Punk.
They bet not.
But
They bet not.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be CM Punk, but
nah,
they just gonna give him his championship match. That's what kind of makes me think it's going to be Drew's gonna keep it for a while, but I could see them trading it on and off with Damian Priest. I could see that if they chose to give Damian Priest the
Yeah.
championship. I
Yeah.
don't see him being I don't see Damian Priest being a long term champion just because the potential match with Drew and CM Punk. So if they do give it to him,
yeah,
I see him as a transition champion. Like he just holding it
Hmm.
just to give them time to get CM Punk back. Then they're gonna give it back to Drew, so Drew and them could do their thing, or give it back to Seth, so Seth, Drew, and CM Punk could do their thing. No, either or. But
but
go ahead.
I say one thing about Drew. Like they really cooking this Petty Drew. Like I can see it going past WrestleMania, low key. Like if they book it right, I can see it. I can see it actually working past WrestleMania. But will they
Hmm.
do it? Will they do it? Probably not. But hey, we can only wish. If Triple H, if Triple H fucked this up, then he might as well cancel. He might as well cancel WWE. To be honest, I'm just saying, like, cause
Nah.
like this is the best Drew that I've seen by far since he's been
Right.
back in WWE. Since he's been back in
Right.
WWE,
Yep.
and can't nobody stop that. The Petty Drew.
All right.
Maybe
Now,
maybe once CM Punk come back.
now I was saving this for when we get to this part because it's what happened afterwards. But I want before then, I'm gonna set this up for you, Shane. So when you were talking about how you wanted Sami Zayn to lose and you wanted Chad Gable to win the gauntlet match. Now, once we get there, I'm going to tell you this: there's been a debate going on Facebook and Instagram I've seen about this. But before we get there, the next match is Sami Zayn versus Ivar, and this was a very decent big man versus little man match. I ain't got too much to complain about. Both Ivar and Sami looked good. Some reversals and some kickouts, but Sami Zayn would win with a Haluna kick. Now, when Sami Zayn goes to celebrate, Bronson Reed comes out of nowhere and destroys Sami Zayn, and he's the one standing tall. And they use that to hype up the next week's gauntlet match. And speaking of the gauntlet match, Gunther was interviewed backstage about the gauntlet match in itself, and Gunther would say that he's impressed that Alan Pierce would do something like this, and that it deserved he does deserve this big event to determine his number one contender. But he would get interrupted by Chad Gable, who would explain to him that he is sick and tired of the condescending smile that he has on his face, but more importantly, he wants to take the title from him, not because it's the like for everybody else, this role is going to be the role of WrestleMania for everybody else, except for him as personal because you disrespected me as a man by saying I'm a bad father, and you made my daughter cry. So more so for me, this is just means more. I want I want to take that title from you and put it around my waist, and I want to take the smile off of your face and put it on my daughter's face. Now, before I tell you what the debate is about, I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on this. Jeff, go first.
I think I don't know. Let's see. How do I put this? I think the whole backstage thing with Gunther and Chad Gable. Like we've been saying, it's good. It's great. Like we are getting something that we should have got a while ago with them two. Um, Chad Gay was right about everything he said when Gunther made his daughter cry and all that. Yeah, I agree. Um, I hope Chad Gable don't eat his word at WrestleMania, and I hope he actually, you know, looks strong and actually defeat Gunther for once. We need somebody. We need. I ain't gonna say we need a new champion. I want to see a new champion, and Chad Gable is the man to do it. Um, Sammy, on the other hand, I don't think he's ready yet. Now he needs to focus on the world title, like Shane said. Focus on the world title and not the Intercontinental Championship, because you already got something going with that. So leave the Intercontinental Champion for the mid card superstars. Because I think Sami Zayn could be a main eventer one day
Hmm.
if they book him right.
What about the Sammy and
Uh,
Ivar match?
the Sami and Ivar match that was great. Like like you said, a big man versus a little man. Like you don't see too many good matches like that in the WWE. You may see one or two, but Sami Zayn has improved a whole lot
Hmm.
since he left the Bloodline. He improved a lot, and I think with him being in the Bloodline helped his helped him out a whole lot with his character and everything. But Ivar, on the other hand, I don't know what to say about him. He's just great as a tag team, and that's it to me. I don't think he's gonna get a a singles title anytime soon. I don't think he's built for that quite yet.
Hmm. I actually the opposite though. I actually think he's actually been shining without his tag team partner. I actually because I actually feel like I will be honest, I'm gonna be truthful. I don't want to see him go back to being a tag team because I think he's been better without it. I that's my honest opinion about Ivar.
Uh,
I I think he's the I think now that he's been shining like this, he's just I always thought it was Eric that was the stronger and he was the weaker link, but I think it's actually Eric that's the weaker link in this. And I think Ivar
now,
is the better.
now
But
that
that's
you
just
now
me.
that you say that, now that you say that, yeah, I have to agree. Now, I have to agree. He has been shining, but I think they give him more time, build his character up some more. Maybe even, you know, tweak his gimmick a little bit. But other than that, I think, yeah, I think sometime down the line he'll be ready for the title.
Hmm. Shane?
Michael Cole, bring it this way.
I knew you were gonna
Bring
say
it
something about
this
that.
way.
I didn't touch on it, guys, but he about to tell you why. Why he saying
Bring
that.
it this way. Hmm. With these goddamn antlers, these whatever the antlers.
Oh
Michael
shit,
Cole.
yeah.
Michael Cole. Michael Cole. You look like you just busted a mean one of your pants. You
Yes,
got
he
them
did.
antlers.
Yes, he
You
did.
you need to stop. You need to stop with your horny ass. What's wrong with you?
Pun
These
intended.
antlers. What's
Pun
wrong with you?
intended.
Stop. Stop with that, bro. It's giving creep vibes. No,
Creep.
no.
He's a
You
creep.
are the goat of the announce table. No, you need to stop right now. Now, Michael Cole, you are officially out of the Can Machine. But damn it, don't do it again. But the match itself, damn, Sami Zayn versus Ivar. Um, I agree. I agree with Little Big Man. Ivar is definitely cooking. Um, I think his character can work. Uh, yeah, like Jeff said, put a little tweak into it a little bit, give it a little bit more, give it a little bit more push. I can see him being an IC champion one day. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Sami Zayn. I love Sammy again, but no, no. I need Sammy to lose. If Sammy lose, then I need to get a possessed Sami Zayn. Like if y'all remember how Shawn Michaels lost and he was really obsessed with going after the Undertaker one more time. I
Mm-hmm.
need that into Sami Zayn for at least the world title after Mania. And I know his role, and this is the story of his role going into WrestleMania. Maybe we could take a different turn, and maybe we could do the road to backlash for him. I'll be totally fine with that. But I need Sammy to be in that main event picture. I don't need him chasing this IC title. And I know what debate you're talking about on the book, but for right now, uh, but for the match overall, it was a good match. And but I need Chad Gable to I need him to get this moment. I really do. I need him to get this moment. I don't care about nothing else.
All right. All right. Now me and Jeff talked about this before we started the video, but you once you got on, we had already finished. But the debate on Facebook is that people don't think that Chad Gable will be the better fit because people are saying it's obvious they're trying to put Gunther versus Chad Gable at Mania. And they saying that the only people in that match, in that gauntlet match, is Sammy. That would be the good fit for that match at Mania. But they said if you do put Chad Gable there, they said only two things gonna happen. If one, either Chad loses and this was just a throwaway match and was basically wasn't worth having on WrestleMania, or Chad wins and you devalue the IC title because you go from Gunther to Chad, who is a jobber and hasn't really beaten nobody. They other than Sammy, they said there was no other person in this gauntlet match that you should put in WrestleMania against Gunther. So
See,
before we move on, I want to just get your little thoughts on that.
see, now I can agree to disagree. Like I said, I can disagree because I really want Chad Gable to win and I really want him to have this moment. I can agree because after he lost back in September, they it didn't help that he was losing. It didn't help him at all. Like, and I could kind of see the argument where Sami Zayn is the better fit because of from September when he lost on, Chad Gable was losing matches again. So, and they didn't really give him no storyline to rebuild him to make him even worthy of a contender. They kind of just throwing the storyline back around. WWE, you think you slick? No. So I can agree. I really want this moment for Chad Gable, but I I I can agree a little bit. Yeah, they kind of took the momentum away from September. But damn it, I still stand by it. I want Chad Gable to get this moment. I don't care what they talk about. But again, I can agree with I can agree with that debate as well. You know what I mean? You kind of build him to take L's again after September, and you ain't really heavily built him since to where his destiny. Now, if Chad Gable was getting the Sami Zayn storyline, that would have made sense.
Mm. Mm.
But he's not. It's just kind of let's throw the reason in your face. Nah, and yeah, I can agree with that.
Mm. Yeah, I, what, I'm gonna say this before we get to the final match of the night, but I can agree that Sammy would be the better choice over Chad. But the caveat is that people miss is that yeah, Chad really hasn't beaten nobody. Yes, they took the momentum from him, but what a hell of a moment that would be for Chad, and what a hell of an elevation that would be if he beats Gunther at WrestleMania. You kind of you could kind of get away with how you booked him since September if he's the victor at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of would elevate him beating somebody on the Gunther level. Look at what you gonna call it what's the dude who's the NXT champion? When he beat Gunther,
Oh
his
yeah,
start,
Eagle Dragunov.
yeah, Dragunov, he elevated. He became the
True,
man from beating Gunther. And remember, that was the dude who ended Gunther's title reign.
true,
That was
true.
like what 800 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
You know, he was for a long time. So that could do wonders for Chad Gable too. But we come to the last match of the night, folks. The main event: Petty Drew McIntyre versus Jay Uso Yeet. And you went for it twice. And I could see it was more impactful last week and was just stupid this week. But you get a pass. So I'm not going to get mad at you for this booking choice. You get a pass because I understand what you're trying to do. And with two superstars on two different brands, I understand how you got to build up to. So where I'm getting at is Drew McIntyre and Jay Uso had a great match. Great match. But right when Jay was getting ready to win once again, here comes Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, but this time Solo got involved. So that was the dude. That's how they. That's why I said they get it past because this time you added Solo to the mix. But you can't. I'm like, come on, you twice in 2 weeks now. You're gonna go with the same booking for Jay. But then again, I also commend you for actually elevating Jay and keep giving him these main event, matches. Because he really goes with his main event Jay Uso. So it's a double-sided sword for me because on one end, I'm like, I don't know about double booking the same ending, but at the same time, I'm glad that you kind of did it because I understand you need to build up that Uso versus Uso storyline, brother versus brother, and it makes it more okay if you get Rikishi's big ass involved on screen eventually at one point here. But yeah, so Jay would get involved, distracted. Jimmy would get involved, distracted Jay. Jay would get Claymore, and 1, 2, 3, Drew is your winner. Like I said, not a bad match at all. It was a good match. Solo will come down to get involved, but Seth will come out to just did all that stuff to get. I think Solo was there. Was Solo was there?
there was Solo. Cody came out first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so that's the part I missed. I missed that part. I just remember somebody. I remember Solo coming out. I didn't know Cody came out. So thanks for
Hmm
that. So then, so they would get sent off. Seth Rollins would come out to chase off Jimmy, but then he would turn around and get Claymore by Drew. Drew would talk his trash to Seth to end the show. So, with that being said, final time. What do y'all think? Jeff,
No,
what did you think
uh,
about this main event?
I think the main event was pretty good. Um, I think that they they're kind of cooking it a little bit, just a little bit. Triple H, you're starting to do better,
Hmm.
a little bit better, but you still got a lot of work to do. Um, that's all I got to say. I'll just say it was good. Triple H, keep doing what you're doing for this match, and yeah,
Okay.
Oh boy. Uh, I'm. The match was good. It was. It was fun. I'm getting sick and tired of this ending. I'm tired of it. Like the first time it had more of an impact because it was for the IC championship. It
Hmm.
meant something. We didn't need this again. We didn't need it because let's be real. What is Jay gonna do to Jimmy? He's not in the fucking match. Jimmy is not in no match at SmackDown. None. At
none.
least Jay can at least get his lit back. None. None at all. He is just Roman Reigns' fucking sidekick. What are we doing with that? Here's Solo come out. Oh god. Uh, Solo comes out and Cody
He's ready to
saves
sing. He's
the
ready
day.
to sing the national anthem. He's ready to sing the national anthem.
Yeah, like oh my god. So all right, then we got Seth ran past Drew McIntyre. Drew his Seth with the Claymore. By the way, that was a sweet ass Claymore kick.
Right.
That was nice. Um,
Looking
Drew,
amazing.
Drew doing petty Drew things. You know what I mean? This begs the question: if Drew McIntyre was to get help from the Bloodline, would Drew take advantage? And I think you just seen tonight, Seth, that he will. He will.
Oh, he already said he would. Remember
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he tried to warn Seth, he said
Stay out of bloodline
stay
business.
out of it because if they get involved and screw you, it's gonna tank my victory. He said
yep,
my victory was mean he's gonna take advantage of it. He just don't want it because he don't want it to taint his victory.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
that ended was blowing my shit. Because what is Jay gonna do unless Jay appears on SmackDown with Cody and Seth? And like I said,
Jay's not gonna do nothing.
they start the war. They got to. They have to. Something got to give. Something. And
They need to
then what
cook
the
it
hell
more.
you? Yeah. Then what you do with Solo?
you got
Let him sing the
you got
national
to
anthem.
you got to hit this turn. I mean, eventually, Solo has to turn on Roman at some point.
Yes, he has to.
Yeah. And my thing is, if you cooking Jimmy versus Jay, so far
Solo.
Jimmy has been doing all the interfering.
Yes.
So when the fuck does Jay even get some type of lit back to where we can be like, oh, why? Because
He don't.
Jay ain't in the fucking match. Triple H, come here. Why is we booking? I mean, Jimmy is not in the fucking match. Come here. Why is we booking this Uso brother match when Jay right now is looking like a
No,
million
not in no
dollars
match.
and Jimmy is looking like $5.75.
Not
What are
even
we doing?
that.
What are we doing here? Jay needs to start. I mean, Jimmy. Excuse me. Jimmy needs to start competing in matches that at least we can get behind this match. the Rikishi, if he, you know, he said this fat ass.
His fat ass.
But if Rikishi do get involved or whatever, that'd be cool. But you gotta build Jimmy to some type of
You got
status.
to, got
To
to,
some type of status.
for it to make sense.
Because what in the hell? These, man, these
What in the actual
screwing,
fuck?
yeah, screwing Jay is not going to make Jimmy no better. It's just going to give
No.
Jay more popularity and get him more over and over. Why Jimmy is just still sitting there looking like the jobber that he is.
See, can't nobody get behind that no ye.
Yeah, G,
Yeet,
like come
yeet.
on, man. It's just I'm tired of that ending, man. We gotta do something. We gotta cook this. We gotta cook this, bro. Don't get it wrong. The match is gonna be a banger, but we gotta do
Yes.
something to build this. We gotta do something to build this up to where people can get excited, especially if it's gonna be on night one, knowing that you're gonna have to compete with this tag team match.
Mm. Well, I will say, I think Jay only done it once, and that's when they lost the tag team championships. When he jumped over to SmackDown to beat up on Jimmy, that was like the only time he did
The
it.
only time, yeah, like come on,
Only.
like what are we doing?
You can't
Like
cook no WrestleMania
especially
match like that.
especially if night one that tag team match is on night one because they announced it like 17,000 times.
Right.
It's gonna be on night one, and I'm pretty sure the Uso match is gonna be on night one. If that's the case, bro, y'all got something gotta give because y'all competing with that match.
All right.
Everybody on night one is gonna compete with that tag team match.
Yeah, which means every match got to be a banger, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Well, as long as it took us to get here to close out this video, let's get your ratings. What you think of the overall show? I'm gonna give it to you, Sam.
I give it 7.5 out of 10. It was decent. Got some good wrestling. Got some good promos. I mean, Drew's still being Drew. Love it. Uh, yeah, that opening segment that was. Uh, but I give it a 7.5 out of
All right. Jeff?
Um, I think overall the show was pretty decent, to be honest. Like, um, yeah, we could have had some of the matches could have been better, but you know how they do they booking.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some garbage matches, but you gotta pick the right ones to be garbage. Like most of these matches are WrestleMania matches that shouldn't be garbage, shouldn't be trash, or leading up to WrestleMania, I should say, for some of the superstars.
10.
Um, I would say I would give it maybe I give it a 6.
Okay. 6 from Jeff, 7.5 from Shane. Me, I would have to say I
Give it a
would give it
5.
I would give nah, it wasn't that. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a
Okay.
7 just because it was, for the most part, the show was decent. For the most part, the show was enjoyable. You have some questionable booking choices here. You had some questionable things that happened, but overall, it was better than what we got, which is Friday Night's Trash Down. Friday Night Trash Down was horrible, but
Well,
compared to that, this was a decent show. This actually was a decent, enjoyable show. It wasn't a waste of time. I just want you to do better when it comes to certain people like Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Maxine Dupree, fucking Tegan Knox. I want you to do better when it comes to them because these are people that you could actually elevate if you do the right booking. But with that
Yep.
said, I'm gonna bring this episode of our review for Monday Night Raw to a close. This been your host, Little Big Man or Byron, whatever you want to call me, Shane and Jeff. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to the wrestling. I keep saying that to Wrestling Pit Podcast. Remember, guys, that's Wrestling Pit Podcast. Subscribe.
Wrestling Pit Podcast, baby.
Wrestling Pit Podcast acknowledges us.
Yes. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace out, deuces. Till the next one. Be on the lookout for Shane's
Thank
AEW.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Toodles.